Good evening. We begin tonight with new developments in the Preston Lord murder case. Today, the first of 7 suspects was sentenced. Lord was killed by a group of teens at a Halloween party in 2023. It's a story that has really resonated all across the valley. And now we're hearing from the Lord family, who called today's sentencing a step towards justice. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis. Caribe has the night off. William Owen Hines will spend the next 17 years in prison. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono has been following this story for years and has more from the courtroom.
Feels like a step forward.
A step forward after one of the 7 people charged with killing Nick Lord's son was sentenced.
It's hard to call it a win, but we are making progress on this.
After reaching a deal with the state, William Owen Hines agreed to plead guilty to manslaughter, a reduced charge from first-degree murder, for his role in the death of Preston Lord. He also pled guilty to 3 other aggravated assault cases that happened in the year leading up to the 2023 attack.
I'm still wondering why the Gilbert Town Council, the Gilbert Police Department, the Gilbert City Manager haven't been investigated. If they'd have done their jobs then, we wouldn't be standing here today.
Preston Lord's death raised greater awareness for the problem of teen violence, creating a movement for change.
Knowing how it has impacted the community as a whole as well, it leaves you speechless.
Supporters of that movement wore orange and packed the courtroom for Hines' sentencing Friday, there to support Preston Lord's family as they addressed the judge.
The idea that this defendant could carry out such a cruel and meaningless act on someone so undeserving as my son will disturb me forever.
One by one,
From an early age, he made me immensely proud to be his father.
Preston's parents and grandpa detailing the nightmare they have been living since Preston passed away.
You have taken away Preston, and with it, you have stolen a part of my heart.
The prosecution asking the judge to impose the maximum sentence of 21 years, noting jailhouse calls reveal Hines is still consuming alcohol.
Even in the most controlled of environments, William Hines still can't control himself.
Hines' family was in court too, his parents expressing condolences to the Lord family, while also advocating for their son.
Your Honor, although Owen had veered off course over the last few years and made huge mistakes, he is taking responsibility for what he has done.
And after his defense team asked the judge to consider his age at the time of his crimes, 16 and 17 years old, Hines spoke for himself.
I was raised to admit when I'm wrong, and I was definitely wrong.
Ultimately, the judge imposed a sentence of 17 years, 12 years for manslaughter, and 5 for vehicular aggravated assault.
Please do what you can. Do everything you can. And then some.
With 6 defendants remaining in this case, this marks the beginning of the long road to justice.
We want the public to know that we'll never forget Preston.
And after calculating time served, William Owen Hines is set to be released from prison when he's about 35 years old. We're in Phoenix. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks. Developing tonight in North Phoenix, police are investigating a crash that ended with a car plowing into someone's backyard. It happened about 6:30 this evening near 51st Avenue and Sweetwater. Officials say 3 cars were involved in the crash and 4 people were taken to the hospital. Thankfully, all of them are expected to be okay. Police are still investigating what happened, but say impairment does not appear to be a factor. Well, we've got some big weather changes coming our way over the next few days. Let's check in with meteorologist Crystal Long for a look at what's ahead in your weather impact forecast.
Our temperature trend's going to have us all over the place in the next week. Normally this time of year, we go with 90 degrees. That's a common theme on the thermometer, but tomorrow's going to feel more like mid-May. But then for Cinco de Mayo, something to celebrate here, as well as the holiday. Temperatures returning to the 70s and giving us early March vibes. And then we click it into summer mode a week from now. But it is already tubing season out there, so the water's probably already calling your name. And we're going to see temperatures go from the 70s to the 90s quickly on your Saturday. And also don't forget that sunblock, as the UV index is very high. Burn time's just 15 minutes. Maybe the slopes are calling your name. Still ready for action at Snowbowl, 43 degrees on Saturday, 33 inches at the base. But then it could be a stormy Sunday. sending you for cover. Our weekend weather across Arizona, you could see, sets up for storms in the mountains and a cool down, which will continue beyond Sunday. I'll show you your 7-day forecast and your future radar next.
Crystal, thanks. Less than 2 weeks after being found guilty of conspiring to kill her then-husband, Lori Vallow-Daybell, has filed a motion for a new trial. Vallow-Daybell, who represented herself during the trial, is making the motion on several claims, including one that one of the jurors was aware of her previous murder cases. She's also claiming that she was prevented from presenting certain statements in court and that expert testimony from a Chandler police detective should have been thrown out. You can read her full motion right now on our website, 12news.com. Meanwhile, another emotional sentencing today. A Tempe woman convicted of killing her own 2 children with a meat cleaver. Yui Inoue was sentenced to 2 life sentences for killing her children, Mia and Kai, back in 2021. The I-Team's Erica Stapleton has been on this case for the past 4 years and has reaction from inside the courtroom.
During her trial, Yui Inoue actually waived her right to be in the courtroom. But at sentencing, she had to be there in person, in front of the judge, facing her 2 murder convictions.
For cutting her children's lives short,
The defendant be in prison for her natural life.
Yui Inoue will spend the rest of her life in an Arizona prison. Earlier this year, a jury convicted Inoue of murder in the deaths of her 2 kids, 9-year-old Mia and 7-year-old Kai. The murders happened almost 4 years ago in May 2021 at the family's apartment in Tempe, after police had already visited the home for a domestic disturbance. Prosecutors believe Inoue killed her kids with a meat cleaver to get back at her husband because they were going through a divorce.
At no point over the past 4 years has she shown any remorse about what she did to her children, to her husband, or to the community.
At sentencing, the children's uncle told the judge about his family's immense grief. So did the principal from Kyrene Del Cielo, the children's school.
We miss their warm and welcoming smiles. We miss their gentle spirits. We miss their infectious giggles.
One of the hardest things to do, she said, was guide the school community through the murders of their students, their friends.
Although they were both children, I want this court to know that their short lives mattered.
Inoue's defense attorney said the defendant had mental health issues and that she was involuntarily evaluated twice in the months leading up to her children's deaths.
She had told Officer Couch that voices told her to kill her kids or hurt her kids.
Through a Japanese translator, Inoue denied her kids were dead.
My children are not dead. My parents have them. They are spending their time with my parents.
The 2 life sentences for her children's deaths are consecutive. The brutality in this case rendering even the judge nearly speechless.
Words can't really adequately describe. I can't imagine what those children went through in their last minutes, the fear, the pain, the suffering. It's incomprehensible.
Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
Erica, thanks. Governor Katie Hobbs expressed frustration with Republican State Senator Jake Hoffman today, saying that he's the reason why 2 of her top agency directors resigned. Hobbs told reporters that her directors of health services and the state's Medicaid program quit to avoid intense questioning from Hoffman's committee that's vetting her nominations. When asked about her plans to replace them, Hobbs lashed out at Hoffman, highlighting a growing rift between the 2 sides.
I'm quite frankly done with Jake Hoffman and his agenda, and we're gonna move forward in the best way possible in the current environment. I don't know. You have to ask Jake Hoffman or the Senate president. I don't know the answer. If somebody's upset about it, they can sue me again.
Hoffman labeled Hobbs' remarks a childish temper tantrum. All of this comes with almost a dozen state agencies still without a permanent director. New at 10, a special ceremony was held in the Valley tonight to celebrate our Native American graduates. It's a decades-long tradition that's usually held by the colleges they attend, but because of federal cuts to DEI programs, they were canceled. But as 12 News journalist Chase Golightly found out tonight, that didn't stop the community from coming together to keep the tradition going.
It's a celebration of academic achievement and culture. A ceremony meant to honor Indigenous graduates for all their hard work and dedication.
It took a while to get here. It took a lot of hardships, but I'm here and I'm so proud.
About 30 graduates from community colleges across the valley gathered with their families at Salt River Fields in Scottsdale for their Native American convocation.
It's an accomplishment. It's thrilling.
With speakers including Governor Katie Hobbs in attendance.
This is a testament to the community's commitment to uplifting all tribal members.
It's a tradition that has been going on for decades. But this year, the long-standing celebration almost ended. Because of federal cuts to diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, the Maricopa County Community College District decided to cancel all convocations, meaning these graduates wouldn't be able to celebrate their accomplishments like those who came before them.
It wasn't really fair.
I felt like it's a little bit degrading just because we're not really recognized.
It kind of takes your breath away. It's like a gut punch.
Councilmember Micah Carlos with the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community couldn't believe a ceremony like this would even be considered to get cut.
That was hurtful, that was confusing, and that's frustrating.
Not wanting to disappoint those who worked so hard to get here, leadership decided to host their own special convocation, inviting graduates from all 10 Maricopa County community colleges to be here.
I was like, yes, we're doing something for us.
Which meant everything to those walking across the stage and their families.
We faced a lot of oppression in our ancestry, so being able to represent our culture and celebrate our people means so much to our communities.
They just hope for future graduates they can also be part of this tradition.
It needs to be here.
In Scottsdale, Chase Golightly, 12 News.